already see yourself do it in your mind. So it's like we get to go back and visit those times to where we thought of something. And then, man, we lived it in our mind before we lived it on the outside. Because tomorrow, if I was going to a birthday party or whatever, when I say, oh shit, oh Big Chill having a birthday party, oh, I'm going to Big Chill birthday party, you feel me? Boom, I already planned, okay, I'm going to drink, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do all these different things. I already see myself doing it before I even get there. So it's like, damn, what if when I get there, I start doing it, I see it again. It's like now I'm like, but first I think it out before I do it. It's kind of weird, bro. I don't know what the connection is, but it's a connection there that I think I'm not seeing. It's a weird connection. What's up, UL? But it's also like the future
I come into places where
will
I hear conversation.
pass as it pushes to
I
the
don't come
now.
in to find new ways of believing.
Yeah, but look, I was just talking about this to somebody, and I was like, had them tripping off of it, like
I
going,
give people
like,
examples of
even your story of your life past is not 100% of what happened. Like you, like, okay, what it was is watching the Whitney Houston little story about Whitney Houston, what everybody else had to say about Whitney. Not too much of anything of what Whitney had to say about Whitney, but this is how everybody else felt. This wasn't even Whitney. This is how they each one perceived Whitney to be. So this was Whitney to them. And then it was one thing that they had asked Whitney in the show, and it was like, okay, what do you want people to think about you when you go? And she was like something like nothing. Like, you feel me? Does it really even matter what they gonna think? Like, is it gonna matter to me what they gonna think? I'm gonna be gone. You feel me? It's like, but it's trippy. Like, everybody who gave their story, they kind of knew that she was headed down a dark road. And like, it's this one white dude, he always be saying the truth. He'd be like, man, y'all killed her. We all did. You feel me? Like, we all did. And it's like, I know I didn't have nothing to do with it, but in a sense, maybe I did, because I used to listen to her music. So I'm just saying, but I'm saying, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know where I was going with that. But it was, oh, that's where I was going. It's just weird that none of the stories match up with the true story. Because it's like the story, the first story, your first story, not just the first story of her, but your first story.
Life doesn't happen all at once.
It's like the
It's a collection of right nows, the beginnings, after.
Most of us think that it's always gotta be
down at the bottom squares. You wasn't nowhere at the top. You feel me? Once you start explaining it, especially when somebody else starts explaining your story.
So here is my
And then it's weird because sometimes when you're around a certain
I
amount of people,
am
they
doing
can
it a little
see
different today.
your story better than you see your own story. Like, that's another thing that's trippy. Like, we was talking about that. Like, they see your story. Yeah, man, where y'all at on Discord? I'm about to open up the Discord right now, Navi. About to open up the Discord right now. That shit had me laughing last night. Well, I said, I wish somebody could have recorded that talk we had last night. I'm telling you, some of the ones where that don't be recorded when you just pop in on Discord, some of them just be, man, we was talking about, now we was talking about the slide. That shit make you think, because everybody going down the slide, but everybody want to tell everybody how to go down the slide, but at the end it's the same thing. Death is waiting at the end. And he said, Navi, that would have been like that would have been the dope show right there. If we could have got all that down right there, that was something that like really needed to be heard. Because everything that you were saying was like on point. It was like kind of beyond on point, because it was like, you know, I was like, what about this? So what about the guys that meditate up in the caves? It was like, okay, Def gonna be like, you gonna meditate your whole life? All right, have fun with that. But I be waiting down here at the bottom. I forgot how he was saying it, but the way he was saying it, bro, it made so much damn sense. Because everybody go every which way, but then at the bottom of the slide, bang, that is right there waiting. Like, I hope you had fun with whatever you decided to do. Whatever you did, I hope you enjoyed it. You feel me? It's like, oh, you was looking for the answers to life? Look, good luck with that, man. Have fun. Because at the bottom, everybody gets to that same destination, bro. Enjoy yourself, bro. Hey, that's that. That's it. Like, you better enjoy yourself. You feel me? Like, we waste our and I, you know, like, that's what I was tripping off with the channel, bro. I kind of wanted my channel to be straight about psychedelics, and I'm going, life ain't just about psychedelics. Life is about so many different things. You feel me? We come here and we talk about psychedelics, but we talk about so many other different things. And I think that's where I was like at a standstill, because I kind of wanted it to be just about psychedelics. But it's like, wait, hold on, life is so many other things, man, so many vast things, man. It's a variety of selection. It's all kind of stuff, you know, to do, to go, places to go, things to see, different, you know, man, it's so much going on. And you'll get yourself trapped in like one way of thinking, bro, and thinking one way is the way. And it's like, you'll forget to just enjoy yourself. You'll forget to enjoy yourself, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna forget to enjoy myself. That's what I'm not gonna do. What's up? I see you up in here, Nabi. I had to pop into the one. Look, Nabi was in.
Yeah, I heard. I was just talking about that earlier to one of my friends about enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so real. You know, it's so real. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Because it's so real. Like, you know.
Hold on, Nabi. I gotta get my other thing, because it's not gonna work with these headphones. Golly, bro. I thought it was gonna work. Oh, I should have just turned that one off and then connected this one to that one, but no, I gotta have them separate. Man, I should have known. That shit should have worked on my headphones with no problem, though. He said, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to let everybody know, like, whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you better do it to the fullest, because you're on that slide.
Yeah.
You're going down that slide, and it don't matter who you are.
Yeah, it's too. What's up, King? Hey, he said, yeah, it's too late for that. You feel me? That would have been like got all that down right there. That was something that like really hurt, because everything that it was saying was like, it was like kind of beyond a point, because it was like, I was like, what about this one?
how I can do that. Look. Say the guy streaming. It's a character, and then he's playing this character, and I'm playing this character up here.
That's crazy. So do it.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, your face is looking like that though?
Yeah.
You're not recording, so.
Yeah.
So why are you in the dark with the light on?
Because it's not me. It's recording this character here. It's me.
Oh, so doesn't it have to capture it if you're moving?
Yeah, look what they're doing. And the guy is talking in the video. It's like it's him.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because I like message, you know, like.
It's better like that because you don't have to know your game. Unless they already know it's you.
I like just to like play a character, like character and say the character. But I don't like to talk either. I like to put like video of people talking, like the message that I like, and then I put it inside that video. Like this is the character talking and playing and talking about whatever they talk. Other video that I got, if you hear the music or something, it's a message. It's something behind. Other characters doing the same thing the video is doing. The music. Like if the guy shooting in the music, the guy saying he's shooting. Like, yo, what the fuck this shit says.
Yeah.
He does not. Everybody got a laugh. He's got a laugh. Somebody had a song like that. Earlier, I think it was Michael Jackson. It was Michael Jackson, yeah. He does.
Yeah, because that's it.
You know, the Buddhist monk. You know, the Buddhist monk up in there, they way up in the mountains, you know, doing whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? The old boy is like, he up there too. This where y'all gonna be at? Well, let me
Oh shit! Ain't that some shit? He said, this where y'all gonna be at? That's some real shit though.
You know, there's nowhere to escape. I think that's why we supposed to be loving and kind and all that, because that's down there at the bottom of the tribe. So it wouldn't make sense to be mad at nobody.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Really don't make sense to be mad at nobody, because you're going down the tribe. Then once you start seeing the door, you start getting like 50, like mine.
Enjoy yourself.
And you start seeing the cloud, but there's a little door. You start seeing that. Then if you ain't where I'm at in life, or where mentally, then you gonna start trying to brace your legs down there. But it's late. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't, you know, life. You had all that time to enjoy yourself.
If you wanna cry,
and you let belief systems hinder you.
Oh my God.
With a dog, I can just say, or make
right there.
All right, so welcome back into the Metaverse today. We are going to dive in.
Man, this shit tripping. I can't even hear nothing in Discord. Wait, hold on now, y'all. I'm finna close Discord. Then I'm gonna open it right back up. Cause I don't know what the hell is going on. Damn. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. That's why I get always trying to use some new stuff. Try to use some new stuff, and then it'd be like, nerd, 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 bruh. I know it seemed like it was good on that side, UL, but it wasn't like on this side. It's kind of tripping out and shit. Then I'll be having to restart it. Hope that worked.
Himself, he didn't went to the gas station.
That's the stopping point.
I think the lesson that I get from Navi's example is that whatever you do with your car and whatever condition your car's in, the point is you better really enjoy it because because you don't know when the car's going to be done. Yeah. And like and I understand just the messenger as well. Like if you have a car, which we all have a car, you should give it the best maintenance possible because giving your car the best maintenance gives you the best chance at going on the longest road trips, on the maybe even the most awesome road trips. But it's like both schools of thought are like they're not. You guys aren't conflicting each other at all.
No, because they sliding down the same slide. It still got the same ending.
Yep.
So it don't matter how you slide it. That's what he's saying. It don't really matter how you slide it. It's still
There's an end. There's an end. That's the only for sure thing. It's not even for sure you'll be born again, but it is for sure that this will end.
You're gonna leave this place, yeah, man. That's for shizzle.
Yeah, that's the only
No matter how many times they upload your conscious into robots.
Only reason why I know it's us that's been being born again over again, because that would mean that it's trillions of, that would mean it's hundreds of trillions of souls. That's what it would mean. Like souls are infinite, like trillions of them, and then they all have different, and then they somehow know how to have a connection with the last souls that was here. There's trillions. Nothing's new under the sun. Not even souls. Nothing's new under the sun.
That stems from the erroneous belief that a human has a soul. The only soul inside of a human is the NN-DMT and the 5-MeO-DMT inside of us, because they will never be reborn into another physical body of corruption again. Because those spirits manage to become the light, manage to become the molecules of consciousness.
Like go ahead.
And as far as every human on this planet is going to physically die, that's correct. But not every physical human on this planet will be reborn again. Some physical humans on this planet will attain a soul and will be able to stay with the light for eternity. And that is the offer that's on the table. That's the table that's on. That's the offer that's on the table for every human on the planet right now.
The way I see it is that every new human.
True, I dropped my phone, man. I didn't mean to call you, brother.
My thing is every human that we see, to me, every baby that's born, when I see a baby and it's newborn, I know that that's somebody that just died. That's how I look at it.
Or a
And they
cat that
families,
just
and
died.
they family
Or
just don't know. And they
I see
family just,
God.
or
or
they
a
family.
squirrel that just died.
Or a
Let me
squirrel
say. Let me say.
to a
And
human.
so they family don't know. So they family don't know. So they family go put a cemetery. They go put a tombstone up right there and everything. And they go out there every year and they put flowers on it, not even knowing that he's a 3-year-old person. Like my grandfather died in 1997 or somewhere in that right there. So in my world, my grandfather is a 25-year-old person somewhere. It's the cycle of life. It doesn't care what you attach to. It just does what it does. It's nature. Mm. We are nature. We are nature. We are
Why
no
20?
different than the plant.
We're
Why
not all on the
25
earth.
years old? Why 25 years old?
Huh?
He could be in his 10th life since his
Because
last physical life. He could be 4 years old. He could have.
the reason why the reason why is because like I said, we're in this thing, this pool called life and existence. We in it,
Right,
and the
but what if
body is what we use to have the experience in the five senses of perception. So we use the body so we can have an experience with the elements, particles, and everything that we call matter. So we use the body so we can have experiences with it. But the body is we're not in the body. The body is in us. We're a spirit. We're which is air. When you look at SPIR, it means to breathe, and you put IT on it, it means you breathe it. So we are air. So what we do is, as air, conscious air, we take these bodies. We figured out a way to reduplicate them by taking consciousness. Once we get in the body and pushing the bodies together like computers, we can duplicate another body, and somebody that just came out of a body can always have a body. So we never show the bodies because we always making bodies. That's why the creators told us to be fruitful and multiply, because the more bodies you make, the more y'all can keep coming and returning and returning and returning.
so?
If all the bodies are gone, you can't return. How
So
can you return with no bodies?
how do you know if when he died 25 years ago he wasn't physically born and then
Mm.
died his first year of life and then was physically born and then died in his fourth year of life? How do you know he managed to physically be born and still be physically alive now? How would you know that?
I'm I'm I'm, I'm glad you asked me that. If you look on online, you'll see my thing. I got a thing called Nabi Thought Tank, and on there I talk about my experience when I arose from the man that I died out of. I don't remember who he was, his wife or nothing, but I do remember seeing him, and then I remember drifting to the right, and then I remember seeing the boy, and then I remember getting closer to the boy, and then I remember looking at what the boy was looking at, which was the boy on the big wheel. And then I remember hearing a voice, and then I remember going up the steps, and then I recognized it was me. And from there, I've been that boy. So from there, I recognized that that whole situation happened in a matter of 10 seconds. I went from some man with armor on to a little black boy. So what I'm saying is that I seen it with my own eyes. Just because I see it, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change that I still got to go through it over and over. I'm just somebody, and I'm not the only human on this planet that have seen it. Some of us have seen it.
So, but how does that explain how you know that that man that died 25 years ago didn't die the
I,
following
I
year?
just, I just, I just. Well, what I'm saying is, when that man took his last breath,
Uh-huh.
in a matter of 30 seconds or so, there's already a baby waiting on that.
Right. And
That's
what if that
us, the
baby
spirits don't
died?
have to.
What if that
What
baby
there's
died when
always
he
a
was two
baby
years old?
ready. There's all look, listen. There's always a baby ready.
So
There's
then,
always a baby ready.
so you're saying he could have
The
been born in
creator said.
physical.
The creators. The
So
creators
you're
said. The
saying,
creators of this concept. What I'm saying is that the creators of this concept said you will know when I'm back because there will be no babies born. When the babies are born, that means they cut off life. That means now from this point, the bodies have been cut off, and now they're able to return because ain't nobody gonna be born back again. No spirit is going to be able to use a body again. So from there, they'll be able to punish and do whatever they need to do. But
so
as
from
long as there's babies being born, that's how you know you got a chance
so
because
from what you're telling me,
we
from
still
what
in the
you're
cycle of life.
so from what you're saying right now, he might have died and been
Mm.
born again 50 times since 25 years ago. That's what you're saying. That
Oh
he
well,
could have. That he
no,
could have.
no, I'm
How
not
do you
saying.
know?
What, what, what,
How do you
well,
know
what I'm
he
saying is
didn't
okay. Let's go
physically
to that.
die?
Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's
Okay.
go to that. Let's go to that. Okay. So you're saying that in theory, that you're saying that let's say that he died with it's a 2-year-old boy, he's still gonna go back and
Saute those just for a minute in addition to after the two minutes, go ahead and add some heavy cream. Have your heat on medium or low. Once your cream starts heating up, go ahead and start seasoning. We're going to add some Sazon seasoning, smoked paprika, onion powder, parsley, cracked black pepper, and of course, magic muscle. About 2 to 3 teaspoons of each seasoning. And go ahead and add some mozzarella cheese as well as Parmesan cheese. Mix that together very well. I added some more cheese and thicken my sauce. And then I did yes. I left it on its side. Next, place your pasta in the sauce. Mix that in very well. After that, we're going to go ahead and place our shrimp in the pasta. I left out a couple of little pieces just for presentation. You can season to your liking, also add salt to your liking. If you decide to leave it as is, slightly adjust the seeds on the spoonful.
Inside the Metaverse. This is my avatar here. What are you gonna do today? Can't wash myself. Oh, look who's live. Give myself a like. Can't wash myself. Oh, look. Oh, look who's live. Give myself a like.
Hello, my name is Alex Gray, a mystic visionary artist and co-founder of Chapel of Sacred Mirrors, COSM, with my wife, artist Allison Gray. This video, made in collaboration with After School, explores the relationship between art, consciousness, and the cosmos. Enjoy. This video, cosmic creativity is the evolving, unfolding, intelligent energy manifesting and flowing through all beings and forms. God is the creative force, the divine artist. The universe is the masterwork of creation. Creative people feel in touch with this force. It moves us and moves through us. 13.7 billion years ago, God said, "Let there be light." And although we imagine the Big Bang to be a bright explosion, there was only plasma gas filled with subatomic matter and antimatter colliding and expanding for 300,000 years before the protons and electrons bonded into hydrogen and light first appeared. The universe continued expanding rapidly, stretching the wavelengths of this first light into what's known as the cosmic background radiation. Over billions of years, atoms, stars, supernovas, planets, complex molecules, cells, and creatures evolved, each phase a strikingly original development. Far from random selection, a divine order, an intelligence and artistry appeared at the very foundation of existence. Thank you, Great Spirit, for the creative process at work in cosmic, biological, and consciousness evolution. Creativity is another name for evolution. Evolution and creativity are spirit in action, in our hands. Fundamental to existence, creativity is spirit's voice, the universe, the one song occurring in all phenomena. Every new moment offers the possibility to transcend the last. Our divine core carries the same potential for creation that existed before the beginning of the universe. The force that birthed the cosmos lives as the creative urge in our souls. God created a cosmos, and in so doing, evolved beings capable of conscious relationship with their Creator. whenever we're expressing ourselves. The creative force of the universe that evolved our hands and animates them with life is working through us. We either consciously or unconsciously work with this creative power. Over a century ago, philosopher R.M. Buck suggested that the experience of cosmic consciousness is occurring with greater frequency as humanity evolves, and with noticeably expanded reports in modern times. Here is a quote from his own experience of cosmic consciousness. All at once, without warning of any kind, I found myself wrapped in a flame-colored cloud. I knew that the fire was within myself. Directly afterward, there came upon me a sense of exaltation, of immense joyousness, accompanied or immediately followed by an intellectual illumination impossible to describe. I saw that the universe is not composed of dead matter, but is, on the contrary, a living presence. I became conscious in myself of eternal life. I saw that everyone is immortal, that the cosmic order is such that all things work together for the good of each and all, and that the foundation principle of the world, of all the worlds, is what we call love, and that happiness of each and all is in the long run absolutely certain. As Buck recounts, the mystical visionary experience reveals a primal unity with the source of creation. Everything and everyone is an expression of the cosmic creative force. The deeper that we tap into our yearning for innovative expression, free from limitations, the clearer a channel we become for manifestation. Making art aligns us with the cosmic creative force. Art that is made with the intention to benefit others can be a spiritual practice. All religions have sacred arts, from scriptures, hymns, and icons to architecture and dance. Studying the cross-cultural history of art gives us a connection with and a context for all sacred paths, each an expression of the one spirit of love that is eternally creating the cosmos. Metaphorically, we're all artists of our lives. Consciousness and self-knowledge is our primary medium, authoring the narrative in our head and painting our picture of reality, our worldview. We are sacred mirrors of the cosmic creative force. The Creator is the source and unlimited fountain, the Spirit living within you. All of our creations made with love align us with God. The visionary artist expands their awareness to connect with the cosmic creative force and regards their craft as a sacred path. Contact with divine reality is the source of visionary art, a materialized theophany, an outer world artifact of an inner world revelation. The artist works with a celestial hierarchy of spiritual forces. In our scientific era, it may sound unhinged to suggest that there are spiritual messengers who whisper to our souls. But Socrates, the venerable philosopher of Greece, spoke of a wise inner voice, which counseled him and which he called a divine something. In ancient Rome, this concept emerged as the understanding that each person has a genius or an invisible angel accompanying them. Christian mystics adopted this idea, and according to Thomas Aquinas, on the road of life, humanity is threatened by many dangers, both from within and without, and therefore, as guardians are appointed for those who have to pass by an unsafe road, so an angel is assigned to each person as long as they are a wayfarer. By means of an angel, God is said to introduce images and suggestions, leading a person to do what is right. The creation of art is a dance with angels, as the inner guide invites us to make better whatever we are making. Art depends on and comes to stand for the visionary imagination, our transcendental creative source. Among the earliest mystic visionary artists known by name was the German abbess Hildegard of Bingen, who described her revelations in the book Scivias. Enveloped in a fiery inner light, she received iconic images and heard instructions to speak and write not according to human speech or human inventiveness, but to the extent that you can see and hear the things that are in the heavens above in the marvelousness of God. Michelangelo's remarkable drawing, The Dream, shows a nude youth being roused by an angel's trumpet blast into his third eye. A number of vignettes surround the main figure: a loving embrace, the exchange of money, a fight, and various emotional masks of life. Yet the youth is focused on the angel and leans protectively around a sphere, a Neoplatonic symbol of the soul. St. Augustine declared, "Our whole business in this life is to restore to health the eye of the heart, whereby God may be seen." This defines the job of the visionary artist. St. Augustine noted that the eye of our hearts may not be well, and we need to restore it to health so that we can see God. This means the condition of our hearts, our inability to feel compassion for ourselves and others, and our inability to express love, blinds us to the presence of God. The moment we're grateful for the gifts that have been given us, like our life or the planet Earth, are in the heavens above in the marvelousness of God. For our friends, each new day becomes a blessed opportunity. Restore to health the eye of the heart by imagining what you are grateful for. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Eternal gratitude to the Spirit alive in each of us, flowing through all dimensions, manifesting our cosmic creativity. Holy One, restore to health the eye of my heart so that I may see the divine. When my mystic eye is open, recharge me with your higher love and reveal how I may be of service. Amen. In the healed heart center, a vision crystal abides. Inside the vision crystal, all is one timeless awareness. The seer peers through every point of view with the fractal eyes of the divine. The artist asks, how will I ever share such a sight? The medium is a spiritual tool delivered by a higher hand. Gifted with the medium, the artist expresses their message. The vision crystal is a symbol of the divine imagination, a multifaceted angel, infinitely seeing and infinitely being. When we open the eye of our heart, the self becomes a holy lens and the world a holy place. May we all be creative and celebrate the spirit of love, the rebirth of light, this solstice season. Thank you, After School, for adding your brilliant drawings to this talk I gave during COSM's December full moon broadcast. Located in the Hudson Valley of New York, COSM's mission is to build an enduring sanctuary of visionary art to uplift the global community. To learn more about myself, Allison, COSM, and the visionary art movement, you can explore the link in the description to this video. Thanks for watching.
Over.
Hey, Dada.
No. What you doing? I'm making the puzzle.
And somehow I've opened myself and he's within me. He's like around me all the time. Is this good? And I said, well, as far as I can see from listening to people who are in the same situation as you, they talk to me about their relationship with him the same way as I feel in my relationship with him. Therefore, I must assume they are all my guru brothers or sisters and that they are as connected with him as I am, since he's dead anyway.
Let's put batteries, maybe.
So I began to see that this whole business of do you have a guru, do you have a teacher in flesh, was
nice.
It was absolutely delicious and wonderful and a great high, but it was not necessary. In India they say God, guru, and self are one and the same. And it certainly seems to turn out to be that case. And some people get it through a devotional path to another form, Hanuman or Ram or Maharaji or whatever form, Christ, Jesus, rather.
Go, Mama. Go.
And some relate through the formless. I watched in devotional yoga, these stages of devotional yoga, where you start out with a relational love, like you love Jesus, or you love Mary, or you love Krishna, or Durga, or whoever, Hanuman. You love them in a relational way, and then especially when you do things like chanting or all-night singing or something like that, and just keep going in and allow yourself to go into these really trance states. You come into these other planes of consciousness where you're in a different relationship to that being, where you and the beloved are just hanging out together. You're not any longer trying to get to the beloved. And then there is a period of just the most exquisite foreplay, where you're hanging out with God in whatever form your root is. And for a real bhakti, they want to continue the foreplay and they don't want the orgasm. They don't want the merging back into, they want to stay separate so they can enjoy loving the beloved. And actually, and there's one more stage, and that's where you merge with the beloved. And then you are the creation. You are what you are. You just are. What fascinates me is that we are all these levels at once. What fascinates me is with what short shrift I dealt with myself in the old days. I mean, when I do this old exercise I've done many times, where you put a tuner, control knob next to your eye, and you tune it at level 1, and you look up here and you see a 65-year-old paunchy, bald, handsome gentleman. Okay. And then you flip at one dial and you see me as teacher, as spiritual seeker, as da-da-da. You see me as Caucasian, you see me as on and on. All my psychosocial identities. That's who you see. On channel 2, that's as the world turns. That's where our personalities hang out. That's where we think our storylines are real. Okay? Then you go to channel 3, where we're all bigger than life. It's the astral plane. And we all have our archetypal identities. And I'm an Aries, and you know what that means. And then we go one more channel, and when we look into the eyes of another person whom we just saw as their physical body, their psychosocial identity, their astral identity, you look in their eyes and you see from behind all that another being looking out at you. Are you in there? I'm in here. How did you get into that one? It's as if you see, it's as if you have brought your awareness back into your soul identity, and what you see when you look out are other soul identities. And then if you flip the dial once more, you see that those souls are all like Jivatmans. They're all little parts of one thing. They're like holography. And you realize that it's looking at itself, looking at itself, looking at itself. There's only one of us here in drag. See? Now it's interesting, you and I, from my point of view, exist as that one awareness. We also exist as souls who are aware of our predicament as souls. And we all
Question: would you build a website for a major brand with more than 200 million users using Wix? Well,
The Hermetica, The Lost Wisdom of the Pharaohs, written by Timothy Freak and Peter Gandy, read by Julian Brown. Introduction, a forgotten spiritual classic. The Hermetica is a collection of writings attributed to Thoth, a mythical ancient Egyptian sage whose
Nice, Rachel. It's over there. I'll check it.
Oh yeah, because I was starting up a live already, so I just started it.
We're all bigger than life. It's the astral plane. We all have our archetypal identities. And I'm an Aries, and you know what that means.
Because I was about to start it, but you know, me and Charles started talking, and then Theo popped in. Because I popped in, I didn't even know Charles was in here. I was about to call Charles, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I look on Charles and I'm like, Theo popped in. Because I popped in, I didn't even know Charles was in here. I was about to call Charles, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I look on Charles.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one.
This is the second part of the Insider Revelations from 2008, and if you have not had a chance to see the first part, I suggest that you watch it now before you continue with this video, as it deals with complex and difficult to understand truths. The first part dealt with the explanation of the role of the ruling family, the creation of the world, the definition of God and evil, what happened in 2012, the harvest, reincarnation, and the definition of heaven. It was actually only an introduction into very important knowledge about countless existences we go through in this reality. I find the revelations contained in this video to be much more significant than what we learned in the first part, and it will deal with your purpose here, our spiritual development, deciding about the outcome of our next harvest, and some other issues like dreams, starseeds, alien abductions, and so on. Again, I would like to remind you that these will be the words of the insider, and they're not mine. But if you wish to discuss all of this with me, please get in touch, as I do have a donation-funded service for everyone who wants to learn more about it. I also want to stress how important it is to share this video with everyone you know, so that we can help them stop the endless cycle of unconscious reincarnations in this reality. Reviewing, organizing, and correcting these transcripts took in total about a month, so if you want to say thank you for all my work, join Patreon or Subscribestar, or express your gratitude with a PayPal, Cash App, and bank or cryptocurrency transfer. It will help me in creating more of this type of content for you. You can also visit the shop to buy a t-shirt. All links in the description or at b434.com. Thank you. About human purpose. Your purpose in the game is to work upon yourself, to grow, develop, and transform yourself into a more positive and loving being. You had certain goals that you planned to achieve before incarnating here, which is the main reason for the veil of one you know, so that we can help them stop the endless cycle of unconscious reincarnations in this reality. Reviewing, organizing, and correcting these transcripts took in total about a month, so if you want to say thank you for all my work, join Patreon or Subscribestar, or express your gratitude with a PayPal, Cash App, and bank or cryptocurrency transfer. It will help me in creating more of this type of content for you. You can also visit the shop to buy a t-shirt. All links in the description or at b434.com. Thank you. About human purpose. Your purpose in the game is to work upon yourself, to grow, develop, unconscious reincarnations in this reality. Reviewing, organizing, and correcting these transcripts took in total about a month, so if you want to say thank you for all my work, join Patreon or Subscribestar, or express your gratitude with a PayPal, Cash App, and bank or cryptocurrency transfer. It will help me in creating more of this type of content for you. You can also visit the shop to buy a t-shirt. All links in the description or at b434.com. Thank you. About human purpose. Your purpose in the game is to work upon yourself, to grow, develop, and transform yourself into a more positive and loving being. You had certain goals that you planned to achieve before incarnating here, which is the main reason for the veil of forgetfulness being in place. Because if you already knew what your goals were, the game would be too easy. Look at the things in your life that you most love to do. Ask yourself what makes you most happy. Experience these things as often as possible, as they will be related to some of the things you chose to put into your soul contract to do here. The object of the game is to wake up within the dream and in effect become a lucid gamer, to remember who you really are during the game and to then begin working upon the things you came here for. Remember, we're all just acting out a grand old game here, where we agree to forget who we really are. It is about remembering that we might find each other again and know that we are one, that all of life is one. All souls eventually learn that positive is the pathway which leads home, but whilst incarnating in the third density, negativity is still an important tool in your learning process. It is up to you how you use the tools we have given you. Do you respond to negativity with more negativity? Has fighting fire with fire ever worked for you? Or do you choose to see the negativity as the tool that it is and recognize that it is offering you an opportunity? Humanity, though utterly unconscious of the fact, has a significant impact on which timelines are activated. You, as a collective consciousness of the planet, are choosing the negative polarization by default by the quality of your thoughts and actions. Thought is creative energy, focused. You get exactly what you put out. The planet is the way it is because of your collective thoughts about it. You can thank your creator Yahweh for that. You are the offspring or individuations of his group soul or social memory complex. Macrocosmically speaking, you are Yahweh. The karmic effect of his imprisoning us in his astral planes also has an impact upon you. I cannot be more specific on this without impinging on the law of confusion. You must work it out for yourselves. Negativity just serves to reveal your mindset. Where you see doom and gloom, I see opportunity. Life conforms to your ideas about the way it is for you. If you see doom and gloom, then that is what you are projecting. The world is your mirror. It reflects back to you what you're putting out. If you do not like the reflection life is showing you, then change that which is causing it. You should use the negativity as the tool that it is to show you that which you are not. Can you look beyond what your eyes are showing you to find and express love and happiness in a world of fear and distress? If you can, you'll be as a beacon of light into the darkness. Will you succumb to the darkness, or will you stand and shine your divine inner light? Only you can make that decision for yourself. Use all your negative emotions as they arise as the tools that they truly are. Train yourself to notice when negativity arises in you. When you catch yourself projecting a negative thought, remember that all thought is creative and ask yourself if that is really what you want to create. It takes a while to become proficient, but do not give up. Just keep noticing your negative thought patterns as they arise, and in so doing, simply choose again and select a response that is more positive. It is called working on yourself and is the main reason you have chosen to be here right now. It is not only the mind you must develop, but also your soul. Work with your feelings as well as your thoughts. Cultivate compassion, as that is the main thing you will begin working with in the fourth density. See yourself within all others and treat others as you would like to be treated yourself. Then remember this one crucial thing: there are no others. Also, look at the negative things that often seem to recur during your lifetime. It will be highly likely that these are also things that you chose to come here to work upon. If you chose to come here to work upon patience during this incarnation, you will likely find that you have a tendency towards impatience, and that life will often bring many experiences to you in order to test your patience. The idea being that rather than losing your temper, you work upon your impatience and resolve to become a more temperate and patient soul. The same analogy might be applied to all manner of circumstances in which life will test you. Look for and begin to identify any recurring issues you have that you perhaps struggle to deal with and seem to present themselves to you time and time again. Perhaps anger, being abusive, selfishness, hatred, cynicism, and the list goes on. Whenever you find recurring circumstances, it is because you're being presented with opportunity after opportunity to work upon these issues until you get it right and choose a way of behavior that is more positive. Once you've successfully identified these within your life, work upon them and use them as the tools of transformation that they are to improve the quality of your character, you will notice that these things seem to almost cease to appear in your life. You will still be presented with them at varying intervals to check that you have not forgotten that which you have learned, but they will be fewer and far between. You are not doomed, and your soul does not require salvation. No one's soul does. There is nothing to save it from. There is nothing to save yourself from, except perhaps from ignorance. And I do not mean that in an insulting way, but rather ignorance as in lack of understanding. At the very worst, you will have to repeat as many third density cycles as is necessary in order for you to learn the things you need to learn in order to progress and graduate to fourth density positive. But one thing is for sure, you'll get there in the end. All will find their way home to our infinite creator. Rest also assured that you will not find yourself lost in your cycling. At the end of each physical incarnation, you return to time-space, or that which has been described as heaven, where you shall once again know yourself as you truly are, a unique and beautiful soul and a part of our Creator. You only forget who you are during incarnation. Your essence can never be destroyed. You are a unique part of the one infinite Creator. You are an eternal soul, currently residing in a physical shell that you could call an earth suit. Your earth suit will perish, but you cannot die. Nothing can destroy the infinite Creator, and you and the infinite Creator are one. There is only one of you here. Understand that at a deep core level of your being, and you will understand how it works. As you do unto others, so you do to yourself. Remember that this current physical body you carry around with you is not who you are. It's just the vessel for your essence. Who you are is real and cannot be destroyed. You will retain all your memories of this life experience once you pass onto the realm of time-space, or that which some call heaven. Space-time is illusion. Time-space is real. That infinite being living within and around your body, namely your soul, is who you really are. The part of you that thinks and feels and loves. It will always be a part of you. Remember that ultimately this is a game that we're all playing here. We are actors playing on the stage of life. This world is all illusion or thought form. No one really dies and no one's really hurt. In between incarnations, you know this very well. But the rules of the game ensure that you must forget who you really are so that you believe it is all real whilst you're playing the game of life. That is an essential prerequisite when you're making choices. Otherwise, the game would be too easy. This world is not reality, though we can express reality in it if we so choose. The difference between us and you in the game is that we know that we're playing. The less you know about the game and the less you remember that you're a player, the more senseless living becomes. In all these negative things, we are providing you with tools, but you do not see it. It is not what we do, but how you react to it that is important. We give you the tools. You have the free will choice how you will use them. You have to take responsibility. There's only one of us here. Understand that and you'll understand the game. If the one infinite Creator is infinite and has created everything that is, then does the infinite Creator not reside within all things? When you can see the divine spark of the infinite Creator, even within those who would mean you harm, the strong grip of the illusion will begin to lose its power over you. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Remember always that this is a beautiful game that we're playing here and co-creating together with our infinite Creator, and that offstage, between lives, we are the very best of friends, and that no one really dies and no one really suffers except in the game. The game is not reality. Reality is reality, and you have the power to express your reality within the game once you have learned how to do so. All of this, physical life and incarnation, is a very intricate and skillfully designed game, whereby the one infinite Creator plays the game of forgetting who it is, so that it can learn to remember, and in doing so, experience and know itself as Creator, all the way down to us tiny individuated sparks of all that is. The time we spend between lives in time-space is intended to restore our soul energy from within, in order to continue our upward progression. Evil is not who you are. It is part of the complex series of illusions that you use in third density to show you who you are not. The further up through the densities you work, the less polarity plays an important part in the game. The sixth density, the density of unity, is the last level that polarity is a factor, but even then, it factors in a very different way. Instead of balancing positive and negative, you'll be balancing love, light, and compassion, wisdom. Satan is a human invention, simply the personification you have given to all the negativity that has existed on this beautiful planet. You didn't know who to blame, and as you could not find it within yourselves to take any of the responsibility, Satan was created to absolve yourselves. But no soul is terminally corrupted. Every soul is a beautiful, individuated portion of our one infinite creator. Souls play characters in the game of incarnation. Souls can play some really mean and nasty characters, but underneath the disguise, they will always be beautiful. Remember this every time one of these beautiful souls mistreats you as a part of their storyline. They're just playing their part, like any good actor does whilst on stage. Be thankful to them for their sacrifice and learn the lessons they are bringing to you. Pain and suffering are just aspects of the game. They feel extremely real whilst we are playing the game. And indeed, they have to, in order to make you believe that the game is real. No one really dies, but rather, the matter of human form is shed, much like the caterpillar when the butterfly emerges. Look upon physical incarnation as the butterfly in which you might transform. Be good to yourself. Cultivate a genuine love for life and for being. There is a big difference between loving yourself and being selfish. When you truly understand what it is to know and love yourself, you cannot help but to love and serve others. There are no others. When you understand this at the core level of your being, you will be on the path home to the infinite creator and ultimately submergence back into the infinite oneness. Be genuinely thankful to the infinite creator every day for bringing you into being and for his bountiful provision. You have survived this far, have you not? You may not have everything you want, but you have everything you need in order to complete that which you incarnated here to do. Give thanks for that. Show acknowledgement and gratitude to the infinite creator for all that it has done and is doing for you. It has given you the gift of life experience and offered you the free will to decide what you will create with it. Guard your thoughts carefully, as they are more powerful than you can imagine. When you're coming from a place of love for and service to your creator, a life of service to others will become a natural outflowing from that. Always look for ways that you can be of assistance to your fellow beings, being of encouragement to others. Build people up and do not put people down. Be a beacon of light in a dark world. Does that old lady need a hand with her shopping bags? How do you treat the homeless man who asks you for some spare change for the shelter? Ever heard about angels in disguise? Our infinite creator longs to be close to us. In truth, he is closer than most would believe. Look and see the divine spark in the heart of all beings. Treat them as you would like to be treated yourself, and as you would your creator if he was speaking directly with you. For even as you are doing it to the least of these, you are doing it unto me. The law of radiation and attraction. Your thoughts, words, and actions return to you. Ultimately, cultivate a spirit of humble gratitude. You won't go wrong with that. Desire to serve flows naturally from a grateful heart. You do not serve others to achieve oneness with the infinite source. You serve others because you love them as yourself. Others are an extension of yourself. That's why the law of attraction works the way it does. Truly, whatever you are doing to me, you are doing to yourself. We're all one in the infinite creation. Separation is an illusion because you only see what is in the third density. You do not see the whole picture. We achieve oneness with the infinite source of all as a result of our upward spiral of progression. We're all on the path back to where we came from. We're all on our way back home. Humanity needs to grow beyond the stagnating concept of God. The idea of God takes the power out of your own hands and places it upon some shadowy unknown figure somewhere out there. In other words, outside of yourself. Instead of God, see Creator. So there is no need to try. We already are creators, and so are you. The only question is, will you create consciously or subconsciously? Religion is either actually created or at the very least heavily influenced by us. There is no such thing as God. God is a human concept, which is a misunderstanding of the original concept of creator. This is further confused as there are many macrocosmic level creators, or logos, as has been explained previously. God implies some separate entity which is outside of you, which you must supplicate to and worship. Our one infinite creator and almost all of our logos and sub-logos do not want your worship. They want you to understand creation and your place within it as a co-creator. Ultimately, there is a supreme being in the form of the one infinite creator, but we're all a part of it rather than its subjects. None of the names given for this supreme being by your religions are the true name, but they are indeed correct in that there is one supreme being, namely the infinite creator. They just have different concepts about it, which spring from the texts their religion is based upon. Do not worship your infinite creator, but rather live in a state of thanksgiving and service to it for bringing you into being and for this amazing game it has created, in which we may forget who we really are in order to remember and know ourselves once again as the creator. The main reason people don't have their prayers answered is because they do not really believe that they will. Don't have faith in our infinite creator. Have trust in him. The most powerful form of prayer is thanksgiving. For even before you ask, I have already given it unto you. Thanksgiving is knowing that our infinite creator has provided for you as he promised, and being thankful for that even before you see the results. The more we trust in our creator, the more results we get. You and your creator are one. You're not responsible for those around you. You and they are all one too when seen from a higher density, but in this density you are here to work upon yourself. You're here to remember who you are and why you are here. You're here to remember the infinite creator, to know your creator within you and to offer your service to him and others of your own free will choice to serve. The one comes before the other. When you remember who you are and you know it, deep within the core of your being, you will know and recognize your invisible connection to all that is. And in so doing, joy and thanksgiving and service will be the natural outpouring result from your grateful heart. When you work upon yourself and learn to know the Creator within you, being of service to others will be natural for you, and your glorious harvest shall await. There is a simple method to check upon your developmental progress. Despite what appears to be going on in the world at large, how loving and harmonious are your personal relationships? Remember that the world is your mirror, casting back at you the reflection of that which you have projected into it. How many arguments do you find yourself engaging in? Is there bitterness and acrimony within the ranks? Do you look at others and think about how you would like to change them? Or do you love them and accept them as they are? Loving and accepting someone for who they are is known as unconditional love. That is something you will spend much time working upon when graduating into 4th density positive. It's a good idea to get a head start. Now, loving and accepting someone as they are does not mean accepting abusive behavior. But it does mean loving and accepting the person, soul, not the soul's behavior. The behavior is not who they are. The soul within is who they are. The quality of your relationships is an excellent mirror from which to gauge the quality of your output, or in other words, that which you are creating. Do you look at a person and concentrate to a greater or lesser extent upon the things that you dislike about them and wish would change, or the qualities that you like and admire in them? Remember that we have said that all thought, word, and deed is creative. You get back exactly what you send out. So when you send out the thought, why is she so hard to live with? Why is he always behaving like this? Ask yourself, what exactly are you doing? Now focus here, as this is so obvious. You could miss it. And in fact, most do. Take away the question from your sentence and essentially you're saying, she is so hard to live with, he is always behaving like this. Do you see what you're doing? Remember, all thought is creative. You have just created the very behavior in that person that you wish to change, simply because you do not understand the law of radiation and attraction. Now try an experiment. Take someone in your life that you love but sometimes have trouble getting along with. Think about the thoughts you have projected about that person, the negative thoughts. Ask yourself, does the behavior that you do not like in that person in any way correspond to the thoughts you have been having about them? If you're honest with yourself, it's a strong bet that it does. Sure, they must have behaved the way in the first place to make you notice that you didn't like it, but we all have off days sometimes. The more you focus on that behavior, the more you're going to see of it. It's just life doing what it does and conforming to your expectations about the way it will be for you. Now, having recognized this, what will you do about it? Simply notice your negative thoughts as they arise. Literally, catch yourself as you're having them. And then, simply change your perspective. Focus instead about the things you like about this person. How you love their smile, the sound of their happy laughter, the way they do such and such nice thing, how helpful and loving they can be. Keep putting those positive thoughts out. Preserve, as you might have a bit of negative work to undo first, but just keep catching yourself and focusing on the positive. Then prepare yourself for an almost magical transformation of your circumstances. Always monitor your thoughts and pay attention to their quality, because what you think about is directly related to what you will see around you and what life will show you. It is the difference between conscious and subconscious creation. Life gives us what we expect we'll receive, because all thought is creative. If we get up and expect to have a bad day, more often than not, that's exactly what we'll get. If you've hurt someone, be it physically, emotionally, or however else, you will have to, at some future point, experience what that felt like for them. Karma must be worked off. The law of karmic effect is not a punishment. It is a tool of learning which is set in place to promote personal growth and development. If you have to feel the consequences of your actions, there is a higher likelihood of your choosing a different course the next time around. It is also important to hold in mind that it works both ways. Seek therefore to ensure that the effect of your presence upon those others whom you encounter upon your journey are positive and beneficial. A karmic cycle is brought to completion once you have learned the lessons intended for you from it. If you keep repeating the same mistakes, you'll keep cycling until such a time as you get the message and break the cycle. Ultimately, all of us will learn that which we need to learn, and all of us will find our way home. For some, it just takes longer than others. We obstruct your spiritual development as a test. Have you ever noticed how just when you think you've found something that really feels like truth for you, something will come along and make you doubt it? To make you doubt the truth, and in so doing, to also doubt yourself in believing it? Can you see how the test works? Just when you find something that you've weighted up and dissected with your discernment and decided to integrate it into your concept of truth, along comes the challenge to your newfound beliefs, usually in the form of an event or something that others may say to dissuade you. Your spiritual development, like all other aspects of your progression, is something that you have to work for. How do you know if your newly discovered truth is really true if you've never tested on it? Just like in Hollywood productions, we hide the truth right out in the wide open. What humanity is offered as science fiction, more often than not, is actually science fact. But never take what another says to you as truth. Your purpose here is to find your own truth. Sometimes others can help you to do so by offering guidance, but for their truth to become your truth, it must pass through the test of your discernment. Sit quietly in meditation and ask the infinite Creator to guide your path. Meditate upon that which I have shared and listen to your inner feelings. They are the language of your soul. About synchronicity. Keep in mind there is no such thing as coincidence. Nothing happens by chance. Life is in a constant process of communication with us. Only mostly people are too busy to notice. Think of it as an alarm clock. What are alarm clocks for? It happens all the time. In fact, almost every time you have some new revelation that gets you all excited. And it happens quite by design. You cannot see this, however, as it's happening beyond third density comprehension in a realm where everything can be seen as adjoining and relating to everything else. Synchronicity. All a magical part of our infinite Creator's ingeniously creative mind, an excellent sense of humor and irony. About dreams. Use the gift of your dreamtime communications, which are important communications from your oversoul and many other sources whereby information is downloaded, to plug into your inner data bank. Begin recording everything you recall upon awaking and do not give up on the process, even though it is hard at first. You will begin to slowly make sense of the information which is being downloaded into your subconscious mind. When you become proficient at this, you can use your dream time as a method of inner communication. Dreams are a key method our souls use to speak with us. The conscious mind is too busy and distracted most of the time to hear what spirit has to say, so it tends to use the subconscious instead. The universal mind speaks in archetypal imagery. in a similar way that the writing in some of our Oriental languages uses a system whereby a collection of words or meanings are contained within what is essentially a symbol. So the universal mind uses archetypes to communicate in dreamtime. Just like understanding any new dialect, you just need to learn the language. To those who are skillful in channeling, a difficult issue with it is that you can start off receiving a positive entity, and if you are not very perceptive in your discernment and careful in your protection when identifying an incoming channel, you can get a negative one that pretends to be positive, but gradually slips in more and more misinformation, having gained your trust. The ones that give you precise dates and times are nearly always ones to avoid. Positive entities will not give a date and time, negative ones will do, so they can set you up for a fall. Once you're tricked into predicting dates and times, and they don't happen, they've succeeded in putting out the light of your message, as no one will see any credibility in you. Switch off all non-essential electrical appliances when doing that. The electromagnetic field they create disturbs your brainwave patterns and makes it difficult for your mind to achieve the deeper alpha and theta states, conducive with relaxing deeply and hearing your inner voice. About aliens and abductions. Most of what you hear termed as abductions are conducted by your own governments, especially the ones where the so-called Greys are involved. Other than that, sometimes the Confederation will meet with certain incarnates here who have a part to play in awakening others to the coming harvest. These will always be positive experiences, and those who have them will feel uplifted and inspired by their contact. Then there is the Orion Empire group. Their purpose in visiting you are more along the negative lines. They mainly target the ones you have called light workers. They try to put them off their assignments and try to spread fear. They will not actually harm you physically. Mainly their modus operandi is to restrict you and deflect you from your path. They'll often engage in psychic attacks that the light worker is unaware of, but it does often drain away much of their energy and make them lack motivation. You will only receive communication from them if that is something you have already agreed together in your soul contract before coming here. Many here at this time, millions, have a part to play in the Great Awakening and preparations for the Great Harvest. Many who do not believe now will begin to open their minds as the earth changes that are coming begin to take effect. People will be terrified and have no idea what is going on because the governments have concealed this information from you. These travelers, or what some have termed starseeds, are incarnated here to help on the ground level when this all begins play out over the next few years. When the time is right, they will come forward. Most people are not ready to hear this information yet, but not so far off they will be. Many of these starseeds have not awakened yet themselves. The Confederation stands by, ready to help them to do so if it is necessary. For ones such as these who have yet to awaken, they will have felt all their lives that they are somehow different, and they have a deep sense that somehow they do not belong here. Many of them will also have many dreams and even visions of their lives on their home planets. That is why the tall blondes keep showing up, to help their family awaken to their assignment here. Other, shall we say, off-world entities also visited the planet at that time and passed down their own understandings of creation as well as their technology from what we could best describe as being a future aspect of yourselves. It was humanity's errors in handling this information that ultimately led to the destruction of Atlantis. There are also the Wanderers, or Travelers as they are also known. They are those from higher densities who have chosen to incarnate here at this time in order to perfect service to others. They still have to remember who they are, and part of the concern is that sometimes even they do not manage to awaken in the game. Such is the power of the illusion. They are here to awaken themselves and then to help awaken others to prepare for the coming great harvest. Though even if they fail to awaken, they are not bound by the third density cycle, as they've already mastered it. Once their incarnation is over, they are again free to return to their appropriate levels. Some explanation about shape-shifting. It is not a natural phenomenon. Shape-shifting creatures or races do not exist, at least certainly not in any realm, galaxy or density we've ever experienced. However, there are certain rituals that when engaged in, enables this to take place. It has to do with the fact that the body, as is true of all physical things, is not really solid. Sure, it looks and feels as if it is, but in actuality, all matter is composed of atomic and subatomic particles of light within molecules and compounds. There are certain rituals which, when undertaken, allow for a range of manipulations of the so-called solid bodily mass to take place. And also, you should know that chakras are real and that human soul enters into its physical container usually long before the birthing process. This is the end of the insider transcript, and I'm not aware of the existence of any other ones, but if you do have access to anything else like that, please let me know. Whether all of this is true is obviously a matter of belief. For me, it feels like one of the most accurate truths there are out there in circulation, and it definitely resonates with my own experiences and beliefs. We will not know for sure until we exit this reality, but before then, it's definitely worth continuing on our path of love, joy and hope, and service to others, as these are universal values, and irrespectively of whether it allows you to progress to another density, it's everyone's job in this reality to make this world a better place for all of us. Thank you for watching, and if you feel like these videos helped you, please find in yourself that generous spark that helps others to continue on their path. Financing my work is fast and easy, and all methods are listed for you on this screen and in the video description. Thank you. Subscribe and follow. Like and share this video. For merchandise, go to shop.b434.com. Leave your email address at news.b434.com. Visit the website of the artist and the musician I featured here. For more info or contact, visit b434.com and join 44's social media on YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and VK. Talk to each other on Reddit, Discord, and Telegram. All links in the video description.